Good evening, Dave Snyder here. It is December the 2nd, 2014, 5:56 p.m. or 55 p.m. As we can see over this area of North America, we got this lunar South Pole pattern. Now this is a reversed image. I mean, it's basically, if you take the lunar surface, right? I'm explaining this to people that haven't watched my videos before. If you take the lunar surface, a picture of the moon, the lunar South Pole, and you flip it over and you overlay it over this area of this weather pattern, it's a perfect match. And this pattern is all over the planet Earth. I just want to start this video out by saying that if you take the lunar South Pole image, flip it over like a mirror image, and it is the same exact pattern as this weather pattern, which is all over the planet Earth. Now I'm going to save this picture like this. I'm going to use my snipping tool. And I gotta wait for it for a second, I guess. Come on. Let's do this. Come on. There it is. Okay, so I'm just gonna snip this picture out. Like that. Save it as, I don't know, LSP. Get my keyboard sitting. Sorry about the volume on the mic. I have to hold it with my hand. Lunar South Pole, I don't know, 11 or something. Save. Close. Now I'm going to go to my Google Earth, right? And I already have the lunar South Pole reversed over the Earth, like this. This is a flipped over picture of the moon, overlaid over the Earth. Large, right? I know people think the moon's not that big, but I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Okay, so there's the lunar South Pole, reversed over the Earth. Now, I don't have to reverse this weather pattern. I just have to bring it up. I'm just going to bring up that picture and overlay it right over the top with that button right here on Google Earth. Hit my Browse button, and I'm going to go to LSP 11. Right here. Just click that, hit open, and then you got to shrink it down to size. It usually puts it up too big, you know, so you shrink it down to size, and you make it fit this pattern right here. Obviously, there's a circular pattern right here. This is your Schrodinger print. Schrodinger is this big crater right here on near the lunar South Pole. That circular pattern has to go right in there like this. See that? Basically, like that, something like that. I got to turn it some, like this. Looks like. You know, you fudge it around until you get it to fit, but it does fit. It's the same pattern. It is from that. It's created by that. The lunar South Pole creates that weather on the Earth. Absolutely. I got a little too big still. So you want to get that in there, like that. I might have to turn it some more to get that lined up there right. Let's see. There we go. See that? Right there, that is the same thing. So I don't know about most people, but well, I do know about most people. Most people do not know, have no clue about this, and it's everyday thing. This is every day, all over the planet Earth. This weather pattern is all over the planet Earth every day. Okay, in every continent, basically every continent this part of the moon has something to do with creating the shaping the entire planet Earth. Absolutely. And look at the size of it. Look at this. That weather pattern. This weather pattern is to scale, basically, right? The weather pattern. You can see Mexico is not much bigger than Mexico is right here. It's about the same size, right? Pretty close. Not making it super large or anything. Same size. So this fitting the moon to that weather pattern, it shows that the moon is bigger. Not only does that show it, but since I have this built right here, let me just take away the lunar South Pole picture and let's see where that lands on the Earth. Because that lunar South Pole picture goes right there somewhere in that area. So let's see where it landed. Beautifully. Now it's a little different. It's curved a little differently than my perfect one that I made the video about recently. But you can see that, like, here's the line. See this line in the weather? This break? This line comes right here. That would be like this right here, but it's not right over it at the moment. But that's what that is. This weather pattern's just turned a little bit. Actually, you might still have it too big a little bit. No, it's just right. Okay, so you see how that lines up with that, and then I mean I got all kinds of patterns from this same spot in North America, this circular pattern that goes right here on the ocean floor. See this circular pattern? It starts here and goes around, and it just goes like this. There's a circular pattern right there. That Schrodinger crater pattern goes right there. It originated right there somehow. It originates right in the spot. I mean, this is part of it. This part of the ocean floor is part of that weather pattern right there, and you'll also see that weather pattern over here in Europe, where I've saved it the other day. Let me see if I got it right. If I can find it easily, it should be right up here somewhere. Okay, so here's this, and it's a repeating pattern. It's all over the Earth. Okay, so here we go. This is Europe right here. There's the same pattern, the Schrodinger circle right there, okay? And you see how I got it inside the circular pattern on the ocean floor. It falls right into there, right? And then you can kind of see how this shape of this weather, it fits right in that little lump in the ocean floor. See how it kind of goes in that little area there? And how I know this is a repeating pattern, it's the same pattern as the other pattern next to North America, because you can see when I bring up the lunar South Pole, or actually the lunar South Pole. Yeah, I can bring that up. I can bring up a couple things actually. Here you go. See that? See how Schrodinger falls into place there, and then you got this pattern over here. Is the rest of the lunar South Pole right there, and it absolutely is that area. And this falls right into place where I showed, I don't know, a couple months ago, where I've made the video, but how it splits the Red Sea. I was talking about how it's the same alignment, just a little, it's not exactly the same, but it is close enough to be in the same alignment as the one I showed about 2 months ago or something. And I just did this one yesterday. Wasn't even, I didn't know how it was going to line up, but that's how it lined up, just like the one I just recently did. And then you can go like this and bring up my perfect finally and see how it goes with that picture. And you can see that the patterns fit together. You see like this. You can see like this shape right here in the weather, right? It's the same shape as that pattern right there in the weather, pretty close to it. And then you have Schrodinger right here in this circular pattern. It's right there. See that? It's the same pattern. It's They were there. That was shaped either in the same place or at the same time. I mean, it could have been in the same place at different times, or it was in the same place and all shaped at the same time. And then the layers, peeled away or something. But it's definitely, or the moon is creating all this magnetically. But here's where I want to get into the part about the moon hitting the Earth. Okay, so everybody most people. Now, I've asked this question on Yahoo Answers and everything else, like, how many times does the moon hit the Earth? And everyone will tell you, oh, the moon's never hit the Earth. The moon was created by something else hitting the Earth. And everyone has no problem believing that. I mean, not everyone, because I don't believe that. But, I mean, a Mars-sized planet hit the Earth. I do believe this, okay? A Mars-sized planet did hit the Earth, okay? I don't believe that it hit the Earth and then just vaporized into nothing. No, I don't. I don't believe that. I believe that it hit the Earth, and it's still here, right there, where the moon. That's the moon that hit the Earth, and it is a Mars-sized planet, because this shows that every single day. It shows that the moon is a Mars-sized planet at the very minimum. It might even be bigger. Shows that it might even be bigger, but that's the planet that hit the Earth, because the prints are all over the Earth. No other planet around that we can see. I don't know. Maybe Mars will line up on the Earth too, but I know the moon for sure. Every side of the moon shows its print in the weather on the Earth. If you reverse the weather, or reverse the moon and put it over the weather patterns, every side of the moon, I've lined up every side. The big craters, you can see right where the big impacts are, and they all are big on the Earth. So I'm just saying, people have no problem believing that something hit the Earth created the moon. But, I mean, you try to explain that whatever hit the Earth is still there, and it's right there, and it's hit the Earth more than once, and it's probably going to hit the Earth again. People have a hard time with that. I don't understand that. How could something hit the Earth once and never not do, and the moon can't hit the Earth? If a Mars-sized planet can hit the Earth, then it's not impossible for the moon to hit the Earth. I don't give a shit what size it is. It's not impossible for the moon to hit the Earth. You know, people think that everything is permanent the way that it is now. It's not permanent the way that it is now. Things change, and there's a cycle that we have. We're just a little tiny piece of that cycle. We're just a little fraction of time in that cycle. I mean, we're nothing. People have long forgotten the history of the planet Earth over this long period of time, probably because most people died. You know, that were alive when it happened before. I know there was people here before when it happened before, or there was people here right after it happened or something. But there was people here, and those people are in the earth, buried in the earth, just like the dinosaurs are. Just like the dinosaurs. Those people were here. Dinosaurs were here. That's why the dinosaurs are buried under the rock. That's what created the big flood. That's what creates the rapture, the moon coming towards the earth, changing the gravity, changing this, changing that. Everything's right now is changing on the earth. You see the prints in the weather every day. That's all I can say. That's all I'm gonna finish with that. Every day, the weather on the earth shows that the moon entirely shaped the whole planet Earth. Bottom line, that's it. In a nutshell. If you can't figure that out by, you know, using what I've shown you, then you're gonna just be stuck with the same bullshit lie that the scientists are telling you and everything else, and that NASA's telling you and everybody. That's why NASA controls NOAA and NASA, because this is all tied together. It's all tied together. They never went to the moon. And that's what the weather shows. The weather shows that they never went to the moon because they lied about the size and never told you that it's even hit the Earth. No one, you've never heard that before, probably. Most people have never heard that, or even looked, or even thought of looking. You got to look, or you'll never know. So, have a great day. The Earth is a puzzle, and the weather and the moon is the only way you're going to put it together. Honestly, no lie.